Hey there, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. This is your host, Brandy J, Voices of Courage. And again, we have another segment of Council of with the Council of Christ. And today I have with me very special friend by the name of Bria Jordan. Hey there, Bria.
What's going on, sis? What's going on? Peace and love.
Peace and love, peace and love. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here, finally to give my testimony.
Yep. And a great testimony it is. Probably the best testimony of anybody ever experience, have, or hear. So yeah, most definitely. So Bria, so for you, you are a part of Council of Christ, and you have had the honor. We both have had the honor of seeing, hearing, and seeing and meeting the Messiah. Right?
Yes, but I haven't met Yaji yet. So, it's in the works and the plans.
Yeah.
Seeing what could work in my schedule here.
That's what I love about him is that he will come to you, and it makes sense to me, right?
Absolutely.
Right? No cloud. Right? He's not coming from a cloud, so we got to make that clear to the people. Stop looking up. But we'll get into that in a minute. So, Bria, for you, how did before you even knew anything about Yaju, what was it like for you? Were you like heavily indoctrinated? What belief systems were set in place for you?
Well, I wasn't indoctrinated. I just was doing my own thing, going with life, trying out things, experiencing. But I was always looking for the truth. I just didn't know that when I ran into the truth, this is what it consists of. So my mind was blown out the park completely. I'm like, wow. So yeah, it was pretty huge for me.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yes, it is huge. I'm still kind of like in shock. I'm not shocked, but like I still don't think I'm grasping all the way what's really happening here. You know what I mean? I am, but I think when it gets closer to, being lifted up and everything, it's gonna be like, wow, this is like historical.
Yes, it's truly gonna hit at that point.
Yeah, most definitely. But this, and then I recall, didn't y'all just say something about this will be the age that, this age here, right? Because, so many people that obviously that passed away, they didn't have truth, but they still had some concept or some, they thought they would meet, you know, the Christ or something. And they, he didn't come in their time because nobody knew. And then voila, here we are.
Right, here we are. It's unfortunate that a lot of people are dying without the truth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
those that are alive and can see it are blessed to have the eyes to see it and the ears to hear. It's a beautiful thing. It truly is.
Yeah, it is. Really is. It's sad so many people died thinking that's the only way they were going to ever see him. And I tell you, that crafty counsel, I don't know. But, I know you when you listen to, Yaju and stuff, it just makes so much perfect sense, right? And it's like, well, I remember hearing like heaven on earth, heaven on earth. That always stuck out to me. I was like, what's heaven on earth? And then I was like, why do we have to die? Why would he give us this beautiful, you know what I mean? X out all the crazy people doing crazy things to one another. But if you just take time out to look at the world, the place around you, it's a beautiful place. And I was like, why would he have us here? But we have to die to, like, so this is hell? You know what I mean? It was like that, the disconnect.
Right.
I didn't get it. you know?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I remember asking a lady one time at the being in the truth. I'm like, so we gotta die to get to heaven? And she said yes. I said, wow, that's a bold lot of tell. A bold lot of tell, woman. But okay, have it your way.
And so, okay, now that you say that, because look, when you think about it, and let me tell you, it's so easy because I know I've been there. We all been there. How we don't really think, right? Because in order for you to do that, to know that, you would have to have died and went to to went to heaven and seen him.
Exactly. I
And you
should
never
have
ever thought
asked her, like, well, have you died and went to heaven for you to know this? Like, tell me
to.
something. I'm missing out.
I tell you, that critical thinking is important.
Extremely. But it's crazy because at a point in time, we probably did really have those thoughts that we had to die to get to heaven. You
Yep.
know, it's part of the lies and the deception that they gave us, you know?
Yep. You'd be like, why would your pastor lie? You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, this is, this is because especially like if you're like raised in it, you kind of just like, okay, this is what it is. And if you never step out in your own on your own to question things, because you're told not to question stuff, or curiosity killed the cat. They always have these sayings to make you not really question things, and it's crazy,
Exactly. And I've always been the one to question things.
right? And it makes
I
perfect
need to
sense.
know,
Yeah,
you know? Make it
you
make
want to
sense.
know. Right? They want to tell us though. They don't want us to want to know. They want to tell us, and then that'd
Right? They
be it.
want to tell us with no understanding of nothing. Just tell us and we just do it.
Exactly. That is crazy. So what was it like for you? Like when did you in the process, or like when you heard Yaju's voice? Like did you know right away? Like what was that like?
Oh boy. Um well, for starters, I had met someone that was dating my cousin. His name is Dier. He's part of the Council of Christ as well. We was just chatting it up one day, smoking, vibing, talking about life, and that's when he told me about Yaju Judah. So he was telling me all these things, and I'm like, this is just hitting on point for me. So he tells me about Yaju, and I look him up. This is around the time of August, September of 2022, so last summer. And once I looked up Yaju, I got to watching and listen to some of his videos, and I just it made me so warm inside. You know how you get that feeling when you listen to somebody talk and you just like, ooh, like this is resonating really, really
Yeah,
tough. So when I was listening, I'm just like, man, I didn't really have nothing to rebuttal with. So it wasn't like I was watching the videos like, all right, let me see if this line up with what I think. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it resonated with me, but it wasn't nothing that I could really fight for real. So, I just listened and listened and listened. I watched multiple videos and I was just like, oh my God, like, yeah, this gotta be him. It's gotta be him. Nobody is talking like him. Nobody is saying the things that he's saying, and he's giving the understanding and the clarity so smooth. You know, like if you ever gotten the chance, if you go back to back to like his first few videos, you can see the growth in him from where he's at now, and it's just a truly beautiful thing to experience and have and be able to go back and look at and just keep getting that understanding, holding on to that truth. So when I listen to Yaju, I truly listen, and I continue to eat from the lamb, the sacrificial lamb. A lot of people struggle in that department, but it was truly a great feeling, amazing feeling.
yeah, very much. Yeah, and you're right. Like when and it resonates in like when it makes it, nobody's heard it before, but you just know, right? And that's why he says you have to get the understanding. So when I give you the understanding, that means you're going to understand it, right? And so many people won't even listen to get the understanding, but you're not going to get it, right? You don't have it because you're not understanding it. You're still not getting it, so you don't have it, and you probably could if your intentions or your heart was in the right place. you
Yeah,
know
people don't listen to understand. They listen to respond. I can't tell you how many times I mean, you even witnessed it yourself. How many times y'all Jew would be talking to somebody, and in the middle of him talking, they just start talking, or trying
Right,
to, rebuttal it with something, or, and it's just like, man, you not even, you listening to hear something. You have
right.
selective hearing. That's what you got going on. You
They
not
be like,
trying to
hold on, hold
fully
on, hold on, hold on.
listen.
Right? Like, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm like, dude, let him finish.
Yeah, if you just let the man finish his full thought on saying what he has to say, then you will understand, but you have to listen to understand.
Yep. See,
That's what a lot of people not doing.
right. Their intention is not to listen. They just want to be right. Want to be right, right? So they don't even care because they want to make sure that he know that they're right and he's not. Versus, let me see if this man could be. They don't want to. They want to shut him down, and that's why they cut him off as soon as they hear something like, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. He never does that, and I'm wonder if they're gonna catch on to the behavior, like his meekness, how he is, and why. If,
Yes.
all this time he's been doing this, he has never flipped out, never got disrespectful to any of them, and been the same since. And that doesn't even stand out to you at all whatsoever. Like he doesn't do that, but yet you say you're a man of God or you're Christ, but you sit up in here calling people niggas and f you and f that and f that and like you're not even you're not even coming in order or even you damn sure you don't have any meekness in you. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. That right there. That right there, they definitely come with hidden agendas.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
that.
for sure, for
So
sure.
it ain't nothing that's new. It ain't nothing that's gonna stop. It's gonna continue to happen. It's probably gonna get even worse than what it's like right now.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Prophecy.
prophecy, exactly. It's written.
Yeah, it's a
It is
trip
written.
too. It's like watching a show. You're like, oh shoot, I know what part this is.
Exactly. It's like, oh shit, it's getting real.
Right.
It's getting real.
I was like, yo, because they say they know the word, they in the book, right? And I'll be tripping like, oh, don't you see what's happening? Because you're sitting here, you're piercing and you're laughing, you're not, receiving the word, you're being rude. Some people can be like, I don't know if I need some time or say no and still be polite and respectful. But these people will be like going in, being nasty and funny, making fun of them.
Ooh,
That's something else going on there.
disgusting.
That's some demonic type of something you got going on up in you,
They be disgusting. I'd be like, oh my gosh, why?
right? I'm like, man, I wish you can look at yourself. It's just like, ugh. I still can't believe I'm watching this stuff, right? But we are, and
Exactly, exactly.
I'm a little piece of me is like not scared, but kind of excited, scared. I'm still a little bit like, is this really happening? But I know it is, and then I'm all like, yes, it's gonna be over soon. A lot of different emotions. For you, when you found out, Bria, when everything was a lie, because I kind of was already onto the page of things and not being the way it was in this world before I got you, just by looking around and then just being skeptical, and then finding out you lied about Christmas and everything else. So why wouldn't you lie about other things too? you know. But I know that a lot of people aren't going to handle it well, and some people didn't when their whole world was kind of like ripped from them. And that's why a lot of people don't like to hearken or anything because they know what comes. They probably are scared to let go of what they did know. Did you have any like? Did you cry or did you have any emotions when you were told all these things?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I felt like you did. I was kind of on the verge of just believing that everything was a lie. And I've just always been like that. Anything dealing with the government is fake, not
Right,
real. So, when I heard that, the holidays too and what they really meant, that made sense as well as to how they turned them into lies from what the true godly feasts, are or were. So it didn't really hurt my feelings none. None at all. I was kind of already down that road, like, all right, shoot, it's false, it's a lie.
right. Yeah, most definitely. I started at a young age, and I don't know where it came from. When I was just automatically like, I don't trust these government people. I don't know where it came from too, but I used to read. I read the government books that they're supposed to teach you in school, but they didn't. Learned all the president's amendments. If I didn't read that, I would have never known any of it. But I was just really interested, and I just knew I didn't like them. Like I thought they were just not for us. But and I yet don't know. My mom wasn't no activist or anything. I was like, I'm gonna be an activist, and still didn't know why. But here I am, and I'm that girl. But I don't know. Wow. So what about you? Do you have any like what's the word I'm looking for? Well, anybody like in your family? Because I know with some people they had like friendships lost. Family members didn't want to talk to them anymore, and it's crazy, right? You would think like, really? Because they stopped believing like with the masses, stop thinking whatever they started thinking on their own versus going with what they've been taught. Did you get any like type of heat for stepping out?
Um, at at a point in time, yes, I did. It's very unfortunate a lot of times, but I learned everybody got their role in this prophecy, and some people they just don't understand, but they will understand, very soon. So it was a little sad at first, but then it's like, yeah, I quickly got over it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, who's next? You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is, and that's just how the cookie's crumbling for real. So you know, um, so yeah, I have my moments, but I just keep on moving on for real.
So are you the only one in your family and in your flock that has had the opportunity to hear the voice?
Pretty much, yes. I've tried putting people on. I tried, telling people, hey, check my man's y'all juju'd out, and some of them, they just, oh yeah, I'll get to it, I'll see about it, and some people they just straight up deny it, no, I'm good, so I don't really get much positive feedback from the family, but like, when I try talking to strangers about it, it kind of goes a little better. I tend to get somewhere with them versus with my family, so
Yeah,
I just be
family's always
thankful
going to be
for
a
that.
tough one.
Yeah, definitely a tough one. But it's cool. It's cool.
Especially as being the black sheeps. I know that we all have that in common too. We all have that. We felt out of place, like you're the like different one. Nobody understood you. Like, yeah, it's crazy. So I already knew what to expect, and I'm still like struggling with it a little bit, because I don't know. Just I guess this is just how it's supposed to be. Like they said, not everybody. Many will be called, and only few will be chosen. So it's not for everybody. So I don't still dealing with that. What
Absolutely.
that means.
It's definitely not for everybody at all, And that's just what we got to keep telling ourselves, 'Cause, I mean, that's the truth. It's just not for everybody, So we got to hold on to it and make it do what we got to do.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So, what do you think about the youth, right? Because obviously there are we're here on Earth. We're not going to be going up in the sky, so there's not be no magical stuff. It's going to be pretty realistic here. What do you think for them, right? Because for them to get it, I don't know if they're hearing. I know I heard Yaju, or was it Danny one time talking to this very young kid. I don't know how he stumbled upon in there, but he was very very receptive, and he was kind of like getting it. Um, and moving along. And I was just thinking, like, how's that work with the youth? Like, because you have your parents, the ones that won't receive or are not receiving, and then they have children that won't receive because of their parents. So what happens there? And then will it be the ones that parents did receive? You know what I mean? Like, how is that gonna work? Because
You know, I often ask myself that question too, cuz the youth, they watch and listen to everything we do and we say, you know. So I ask myself that question too, but there is a scripture in the Bible. I'm not too sure which one, but it talks about these being elementary teachings. So if these is elementary teachings, this is something that a child can understand.
yeah,
So if a child can understand this, why can't the adult understand it? You know?
Exactly.
So, it's kind of a tough situation, but it's definitely worth whenever you run into kids just to tell them about it. You
Yeah.
know, they'll be receptive to it versus a grown person. I think it may be because
More
we've
indoctrinated, huh?
yeah,
Yep.
basically we've been
Yeah.
away from our father's ways for so long versus children. They're more so closer to the father ways.
Yeah.
So it's a trip for real.
It is. It
It
is.
is. For everything that I've witnessed so far, it's like, man, it's like, man, this is serious. This is
Like,
really
I
going
know,
on
right?
right
I'm
now.
like, people, y'all don't get this. Y'all not seeing this. Oh man, you tripping.
Like,
You
man,
just
this the best. I mean, what else you want to watch right now besides this?
exactly. But look,
This
that's
the
the
this
reason
the
why
best
they
thing out
created
right
this.
now.
Right. That's why all this stuff goes on because that's why they created these things. So for this very moment right here, so people would be
Exactly.
distracted and wouldn't look around them to look for the Messiah. You look in the sky, watch TV, do this, do that. We're so caught up in the world,
Exactly.
vain imaginations, and we keep feeding them with these different things we allow it to be, seen and imaged in our heads and what we partake in and the words we spew out. And so it's freaking crazy. Freaking
It's
crazy.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The amount of things that I see people on my Facebook timeline talk about a day, it's like, oh my gosh. Y'all just don't know what y'all missing out on right now. Like, is y'all seriously talking about, are y'all seriously talking about what a man should be doing, what a woman should be doing? Like, y'all gotta worry about yourselves. Y'all gotta know who y'all are. Y'all gotta know which
Exactly.
role y'all play in this prophecy. You gotta figure some things out within yourself.
Right. So
So,
we're trying to talk about that. Like you don't even know what you're talking about because you don't even know who
man,
you are right now. It's like
they
we've been
don't
lied to.
they don't know. Some people
Hmm.
they be on like they kind of be on a borderline. Like they know of some things, like they in the area. They just gotta go to the Son of Man.
Yeah.
They gotta find which house he in,
Yeah. I can
basically.
get that.
So
A little like what I mean. They don't know. Some probably like feel like they're going against. What I mean, and they don't want to. They kind of straddle there, or some like don't want backlash or people to. So there's all kind of feelings that come with it, or some just really don't know, and they like because they know the lies, the deception. What if this is the? That's why they always stuck on. He said, "Many will come in my name." I'd be like, yeah, Dodo. So therefore, if there's going to be many comers named, somebody got to be real. So how you going to know that? If you so
right.
focused on who's not real, how you know? So how you going to know if he is? Because you so focused on that. You're not it. You're not it. You're not it. So I guess, well, who's that leaf? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and look at him. There he goes. Apologize.
Exactly. Every eye shall see, every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess. That's facts, and that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just happy. I'm always someone because most people will probably look at us right and say like, "Oh, we're gullible," or "You just believing stuff." But that's not how that works at all whatsoever. Because our journeys, we weren't just believe. You know what I mean? We're skeptical. We were. I think we all were seeking. That's what it was. We didn't just stop and just sit there and be like, "I'll take this. I'll take this one right here." Your heart or whatever it was got you desire to still find. Even if I didn't know what was going on, what I was looking for. I just knew that wasn't it. And so it's not like I just believe
Exactly.
anybody that popped up and say, "Oh, I'm blah blah blah." It's like, no, that's not how it freaking works. I think I was
Right.
very blessed to be one of the ones that she knew it was. It's just the way it happened. I knew it. The way Danny swooped in like a ghost or something. I don't know what it was like. He just like out of some kind of magical shit that happened. I was in my clubhouse room on accident, one of my little rooms, and I was like, let me mess around in here early in the morning. And all of a sudden, here comes Danny. Hey, man, can I talk to you? What the hell? And I was just listening to his voice. I said, okay. And then, yeah. So they can tell me I don't just go around believing anything anybody say. I know it's supposed to happen.
Exactly. I feel the same way you do. There's been times, like I said, I have been searching for the truth. And some of the things that, I would hear other people talk about, it's like, okay, that sounds good, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. You know, it's just this feeling that you get sometimes.
Yeah.
You just know that discernment.
Yep. The
So,
discernment. Perfect.
but when I heard y'all do speak, I said, oh shit, this player right here. This
Right.
him. He sees somebody. He got it going on. And I just kept listening to his videos, and it just made more sense. Made more sense. You know what I'm saying? Then after watching and listening to him debate other people and the questions that he would ask them and the answers that they would give, and it's like, man, they don't stand a chance. You know,
Ever. They never do. They
they
get more
never
mad every
do.
time.
You know, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yep. And they ain't never got him not once. Ever, ever.
Never.
They just try to talk over him and then start being disrespectful and
Hmm.
shit. They ain't got
And
nothing
being
else.
petty, childish, acting like kids. Like, come on, man, be a grown man. Just talk to him. Just
That'd be
talk.
crazy.
Keep it
They be in there
real.
going, they be in there emotional, don't they be, the ones that be
Mm.
like, well, you keep talking when I'm talking though. You said I could talk. But you said I could talk
Emotionally
though.
damaged.
I'd be like, bro, like you really pressed over there because he's not letting you talk.
Man, you gonna waste time going back and forth about making the statement, or you just gonna, get to it. Like, what's going on here? So yeah, it be a lot of, BS going on, but always y'all Jew stays focused.
Yeah.
He stays focused and does what he needs to do, and that's defeat the devil.
Yes, yes,
Kill them
yes.
lies.
God knew exactly what you're doing because he picked the perfect one because I'll be like, that was me. I'll be getting mad sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be like, I gotta get out of here because if they start talking to him like crazy and
Yeah,
saying mean stuff, I'm
I
gonna
be
get pissed
seeing you in
off.
the comments. I be seeing you.
I'll be like, I hope I'm not doing too much, but I can't help it. Shoot. I just be
I
trying to
be
say
like,
little
look at
slick
sis
stuff.
Brandy. She done got heated up. She done got fired up.
They so rude. I
Got
don't
off.
like disrespectful people. And then you're talking to, they say, be mindful of who who he or how you speak to people because you never know if you're entertaining an angel, and it's like you're talking to the Messiah. Well, this is the one you say you've been waiting for, but little do you know, you're over here piercing him. Shoot.
All the way, 110%. And they just, whether they know or they don't know,
They gonna know.
that's for sure. That is for sure.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Did you ever used to hear that though? Like, like how they say where there's some truth that where lies, there's a little bit of truth, where some lies, truth, a little bit, lies. I know that like most of the majority, every the sayings and all that stuff I heard in church was some bull, but there was bits and pieces that I heard that was like, okay, and I remember like heaven on earth, even though you probably didn't explain it correctly, but I knew that just alone stood out to me. And then what else what they say? That crap went away is a good one too. When he comes back, okay, I'm just gonna let it come back to me. But like some of the stuff I would hear, I could now knowing what I know, I could still say, okay, that registered, but it's very minimum, not much, Like God is good. Like, yeah, you're right about that. That's good. But like a lot of stuff, come as you are. Did you ever hear that one?
Yes, come as you are.
That wasn't in the book, was
Um, I couldn't even tell you.
it?
I know though when my old pastor, when he would say that, it usually would be when he's trying to get people to join the church, telling them to come as they are, everything's all right and all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Will a man, what do you say? Will a man rob with God? Is that how you say it? With the steal from
Hey,
God?
a man, all these men are robbing God. They robbing God and making money off of him with these
Yeah.
lies, deceiving people, these false prophets.
Yeah.
Man, it's a cold little war out here.
It
It's
is.
a
It's a very
cold little
cold.
war out here, and that's what I keep trying to tell people. This World War III is not anything that's really of the physical. It's all of the mental,
And that's the
spirit,
thing. That's what the
spiritual.
World War Three was. This one. So this is the
Yeah,
actual the. So I know they kept everybody was talking like, especially when COVID, the second year, like I think they were. I was thinking too, like it was going to be like how if they keep pushing the people are just going to lash out and blah blah blah. But it was this here, spiritual.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, they are lashing out still. They lashing out still. Just on the spiritual end, they wilding out.
Yeah, that is true.
And a
Very
lot of
much so.
people, they can't see it. But some people do know that it's some weird freaky shit going on. So, at least that's the start to something. Like
Yeah.
Yaju says, you can't just be woke. You got to be awake. You know, shoes on, ready to go out the door.
Okay. Ready to go.
That's
Good.
really how you got to be now. And
Yep.
that's the truth. Being woke just ain't enough.
It isn't at all.
It
I don't
just
even know
ain't
what that
enough.
even means anymore.
Right. Like what is that for real?
It's like a trend or something. Like I woke, I know stuff. No, well, obviously you don't because you still sitting here eating that shit, doing all that other stuff. It's a whole mindset. It ain't always fun. It's not. It's not a fun time either. It's a whole. You just the blinders. You get those blinders removed from your. And then you can't go back. And you're just like, well, like the world is like. Sometimes people stay safe in their dumb like their world, and because so they don't have to deal right. So they're kind of like in this dumbness. And then when you are one that has that those blinders removed, you don't look at the world the same anymore, and it kind of looks dull or not exciting because it's like I don't know if you had that feeling like the evil that lurks around. Some people just walk around anyway.
Oh
It's not even
yeah.
registering their mind. You're like people
Yeah.
are. This is that hell. This is that place with the monsters and the things that
Exactly.
you thought were on TV or that you told under your bed. But it's like, no, this is world, man. People are out here taking kids, doing things, killing, and this. Yeah, like so being woke. I don't know, but it shit ain't all what cut up to what it's supposed to be. Kind
They
of
is going
takes your innocence
crazy
away.
out here.
Yeah,
They is going real crazy. It's like, man, like you said, kidnapping all these kids. Like, man, every day I see just hella kids just missing.
that
Just
shit breaks my
scrolling on the
heart.
internet, just like, dang, they is
Mm-mm.
really out here just taking these kids, getting people involved for a little pretty penny.
Right, but
Like, dang,
man,
that's all it take. These kids is innocent out here. They
you
just
got to be
being
a
kids.
special type of person, though, right? I guess you have to be a really effed up person. I don't know what. Mm,
Bad spirit. Person that need to be saved for real.
right,
Cause you
right.
was out of line completely.
Mm, mm, mm. You
But
had said something earlier, right? And you talked about you said when we were talking about how the kids how they receive it better than the adults, and that's probably because they weren't heavily like we had been out of touch with the father and learned all these things, right? And they probably haven't really tampered with the Bible too much. So with that, you would say would be the difference between us and them is that they don't have it was that book, right? Because if if so, that makes them closer. So if we didn't have that book, would we have felt anything? We would have been closer to him, but without really knowing, right? But we that book was what screwed us up and created all this craziness, this division that people say is their religion and that it's going to save us. But we never really needed that book to be the people that we are today. Like I realized that like after I met Yaju, I sat back and I was like, I didn't do a lot of church. I didn't do a lot. I barely was in the Bible. I felt guilty for not being in the Bible. But every time opened it, I was just felt like I needed help or I fell asleep. It made me yawn all the time, like literally. So, I was thinking, I'm I would say a really good person, a kind heart, loving, and I didn't get that from the Bible. So where did that come from? So it had to have been something already within us that He gave us, right?
yeah, that book definitely messed us up. Um, it just wasn't something that we were supposed to read. I honestly never really read the Bible for real as a kid or even in my younger days. I did try a few times, but when I tried reading it, I was like, oh, nah, like I didn't understand what I was reading for
Right.
real. Like I kind of grew, I'm not even going to say I grew impatient. It's just, it was one of those things where it was like I kind of already knew that I wasn't going to know exactly what was going on in this book. So when I tried to read it, it was like uh all right, I'm just not gonna do this, you know.
Couldn't get through it, huh? 'Cause I know I could. I felt. Did you feel guilty though? Like I know I'm supposed to be getting close to God. I know I need to be in this book.
Yeah,
I have to study or
yeah.
something. I just couldn't. I
That
just
that was
couldn't.
our thought process, like we gotta read the book to get closer to God, and that's just false. That's very
Nowhere it
false.
said that. Nowhere it said that. That's crazy too.
No, no, nowhere in the book does it say that you're supposed to read the book to get closer to God. You're supposed to listen to the voice, listen to the chosen Son of Man. That's the door that you go through to get to God. You can't meet the Father without meeting the Son. That's just
That's
how it goes.
crazy. It's crazy because it's like, okay, you sit there and read, because like we just explained how it was for us trying to read it. So what the hell was they thinking when they read it? They just had it all figured out, and I was just like,
Man,
nobody even
you
told you any of this stuff. You think it'll be that simple? I feel like a little insulted. Like, and it's not even me, but I feel like it's an insult to God to think that you can even be on that level where you can just open up a book and know him and go off and teach. What do you even learn? Like, how? I didn't understand when people was going off to these schools to go be pastors and stuff at my church. I was like, what do you learn there? I need to see this place. Like, what is it? Like, how do you go to school to? It just didn't add up. Like, there's no school that's going to teach you. I knew that part. I knew that much because it's like, how do you know? Like, God, you didn't talk to him. Like, explain
I had
yourself.
those same questions. Like, how do you just go to school to become a preacher? Like, how do you just go to school to become a pastor? Like, how do you just do this? Like, doesn't it have to be some type of rules to this? Like, this is something serious.
Right? Like,
You're
shouldn't God be
pastoring,
there or
you're
something?
doing something, you're leading people.
Right.
Shouldn't it be some type of special rules to this? Like, this shouldn't just be something that people have all access to. Like, man,
Exactly.
I think there's been a rumor about, I'm not too sure how true it is, but Lil Boosie supposedly supposed to be like a minister. And I'm
Wow.
like, what?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boosie badass? Like, come
Hold
on.
up, hold up, hold up.
Like, I mean, no shade towards him. It's just look, think about what he raps about. How
No way, no way,
you
no
can't
way.
you can't you can't play both sides.
Okay,
You can't
Boosie
play
Badass.
both sides.
Is he the one that went to did some time? That's the one that
Yeah,
he
he went to
drinking on.
jail.
Okay,
He
yes,
did. He
okay.
went to jail
Him
for some years. Yeah.
he preaching. He's always drunk. Sorry, Boosie. No disrespect. Just saying. Or
Well,
high or
I'm
something.
gonna have to look into that. I've seen it a few times. So
What?
as far as
What he gonna be
supposedly,
preaching about? He be cursing all the time. I mean, I know I curse sometimes too, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
like,
definitely. I use profanity from time to time. I used some on this interview. Forgive me,
he
Lord.
crazy.
Forgive me.
Oh man, oh man. But I mean, I don't know. I do really want everybody to. Cause I'm excited because I would if I stopped off and had a pit stop with the Israelites. They had me thinking for a minute, like white folks and stuff wasn't coming, and I was just like, I don't feel right about this. You know what I'm saying?
Man, them
I'm a
damn
teacher. I got white
Israelites,
students,
man.
I got white kids, students. I was like, they can't come. Like, what's gonna happen? And then it didn't make sense for you. I said, so all we went through, and you think that that's what we gonna turn around and do to, or like they can't, or they have to bow down to it. Like, it didn't sit right with me what they were saying and stuff, and saw the aggression and stuff like that. So to find
Man,
out God just said it's for everybody, I was like, that's what's up.
them damn Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, they the worst.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
remember the
goodness.
first time I heard about them. I got a cousin who is, I'm not sure if he still is, but he might still be. He's part of IUIC. And he was telling me some stuff. This was like maybe about 3 years ago, 2 3 years ago, and he was, sending me some information, and I'm watching videos, I'm reading stuff, looking at stuff. I'm like, oh dang, So they kind of got me for a second, but then I just fell off of that. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really like get too deep into it. So then when I started listening to Yaju, I said, oh, so this is what the real spill is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was like, wow, truth defeated those lies that they gave me, So
Right, right. Yeah, I was
they
totally thrown
they
off
the
by them
worst.
too. I was totally blindsided. Like
Mhm.
I would sit there and I would listen to them go back and forth with like Christians, I guess would say, and one thing I could say for about them is that if they knew what they was talking about and they knew they weren't supposed to be reading it, let's just say that it was just a word book, words. They knew their scripture. Like go to Hebrew, you know what I mean? They practiced that, but they just didn't have no understanding with it, and but they had me for a loop, and just someone right because I was like, I thought we was Bible studying, and then you telling me go get the apocrypha and do this and that, read this, and I'm telling you I need you, and then you're not like, where are you? And that kind of said to me too. You're just gonna leave me alone with this thing, like I thought this was supposed to carry me through, right? So yeah, and then I was just like, those little things what stood out to me, like this isn't right. What did I need you for in the
Those
first place?
lies they be putting out be terrible. The way they be
Terrible.
talking about white people and
Yeah,
trying to flip the script on them, and they just be talking a whole bunch of babble. That's all
yeah.
it is. They usually the loudest ones is the weakest ones, and they some loud
Hmm.
mofos.
I can hear them all the way. They be at the corner, like way up blocks and blocks away from where I live right now. You can just hear them out there yelling and so aggressively. I'm like, you gonna scare people
Mhm.
away.
Right.
I'm
Like,
terrified.
chill, bro. Relax. Calm down.
But you notice something? You notice how like in certain settings, like say for us, like our people, right? We'd be I mean, some of us can't even just walk down the street or something, or take a sandwich in the house, and you get, right. But you see how these fools be on the corners and stuff, and be loud and aggressive, possibly scaring people. If nobody say that, right? It's probably because they like, yeah, keep spewing those lies to your people. So just great
Right.
job.
They can keep on blinding us, trying to blind us, keep
Let
us
them stay right
blinded.
there. Oh man, this game is wicked, man. But I do appreciate you for coming on and sharing your thoughts and your experience because I mean, like I said before, people be trying to say we're a cult and stuff. I'm like, no, we people just like you. You know what I mean? And I mean, you can have it too. That's the great thing about this. Everybody can have it. And why not? It's the best news you're ever going to get.
Absolutely. It's the truth. The truth conquers everything. You know, God is real. One of the biggest things that I had to struggle with was my sexuality preference, and liking women. I had to sacrifice that, kill that, you know, to get in line with the Lord, and it's been a battle, but the Lord gave me understanding as to why. It was something that I always heard growing up, but didn't nobody really explain it correctly. You know, they just saying it's a sin, and it's not even a sin. It's just out of order. You
Right.
know, so it doesn't give life. And that's very understandable. So I know
Exactly.
there's a lot of people, especially with the trans community, they're gonna struggle with this one. But I mean, hey, you made that decision. You know,
Yeah.
you chose what you wanted over what God created you to be,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
I'm still in great standings because I have not,
Right.
and
Right.
I will not. So, I'm just blessed that I'm getting another chance to get this together correctly, you
Yeah.
know, and to really know the Lord, you
Yeah.
know. the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Yaju Judah.
Yes. Man, just love the way that sounds. Joshua Judah.
Yaju Judah, the Messiah. So yeah,
Living and
people gotta check them
breathing.
out.
Yes,
People
yes. It'll
definitely
never.
have to check them out.
It'll be new to your ears if you never heard them before. I promise you, Pastor Gino and Kitty and all them, they've never said any of this. I guarantee you, because they're speaking words that they don't have the understanding of. And Yaju, it's the understanding. He's the word in flesh. He was the only one that was going to do this. And you could be listening to it and also be able to ask him questions. Yeah.
Absolutely. Ask him questions and he'll answer, I think it's just how people think he should answer to them
Right.
that plays another role into some situations. So, you just gotta empty your cup. You gotta empty your cup of what you know of God and just listen to the voice. Listen
But
to
don't be
what he's
asking him to
telling
do no
you.
miracles. Don't ask him to do no miracles. Okay, it's
Man,
not
don't
that
be
type of
asking him
party.
to pay your rent and help you out with your phone bill and come on. Nah, shoot, he in the same boat as us. He,
Okay.
he you know, he doing this thing like us. He trying to make it do what it do just like us. Raised among men. He
Yep.
going through the same things we going through. Shit,
Man.
probably even worse.
Whew, we
So
telling. Man, oh man, chose the right vessel though. Very much so. Very much.
absolutely indeed. Very meek, humble man. Like you said, he don't get frustrated, angry with anybody. That's just him. He keep it real. He already know what it is. He already knows what it is. So there's
Yep.
no reason for him to get upset.
Yep.
It's already happening. It's about to be done. About to be a wrap. Boom.
Ooh, love. And just speaking of that, Sister Bria, can you do the listeners a favor and let them know what's up with this UCC one and this petition that they need to so kindly go over and look at?
Okay, so the petition, you guys need to go check it out on www.yajujudah.com. It's a petition to get our artifacts and our land back. And, from the siege of Magdala in 1868, that was the invasion that the Roman Empire had on the last emperor, King Tetros II. He was the last emperor of Ethiopia. So, they did an invasion out there and took the holy scrolls, our artifacts, our land. They even took the emperor's son, and they took other people as well. And it was just something that was terrible that was done. So you guys need to go check that out. And as far as the UCC1 document, that is a trust fund where all the other nations within the world have put together to give over to Yaju Judah. All he has to do to sign it, and everything is his. You know, it's already written. It's already been put together. It's already typed up, ready to go. Yaju Judah just gotta sign it. So check out that petition, you guys. Sign it. Share it to everybody. Support your brother. He is putting his life on the line for this, okay? This is for us, by us. Nobody is going to help us get out of this situation. We got to do it ourselves. So support our brother. He's doing everything that he can do and he is succeeding. We taking off, okay? So
Yes,
definitely sign
girl.
the share petition and look into the UCC1 document. I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if I have a link for it, but I'll come across it in the page, the council page, and
Yeah,
try to
I
put
had
it
one up
together.
here, but I didn't. I don't have it on my screen. Like, I was messing around with it the other day. I didn't even think to copy it and put it up here. So I'll probably try to get it in here later. See if I can get it into the screen, like after I edit or something, and put it in. I'll put it in like the. If I can't do that, I'll just put it in everybody's in the bio of the show notes, and then they can see it there too.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely work. That'll definitely work.
because I know everybody's not walking around here with no UCC ones, and there's a certain type of document that it is on paper that shows you it's legit. So that should show you that that's nothing you're gonna ever see anybody else with ever. He's the real
Right.
deal.
Right. That's a real deal official document. That's not something that you can just go to somebody and say, "Hey, can you type this up for me?" No. No. That's not that.
Nope.
You know. It has to be for you. And it's for Yaju. So he gonna sign it and everything's gonna be marvelous. Once he
Mhm.
judges the Roman papacy, he goes before them and then they're gonna expose themselves of everything that they done.
Yeah,
They
they
gotta tell
started
us the
already.
truth.
They
Yeah.
started, right? Have you been listening to them? It's like they were
Oh, what's been
apologizing for
going
being a part
on?
of. Yeah, it was a few days ago. I think it was last week. They were on the news and they were telling the world, telling people that that they were sorry, but they were a part of helping the Europeans colonize and like do all that they were doing. And it was like we already knew that, but okay. It kind of put two and two together, and I guess
Wow.
many didn't. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. It was like, come on now. But yeah, they've been telling.
Dang.
I've been watching it happen. Yeah, I don't even do the news, right? But I
Right,
come
right.
across things, and I'm just like, they've been like these, like the normal person, the average person wouldn't catch it, but I'm like, oh, there it goes right there. Like certain things they'll be talking about, I'd be like, okay. But yeah, they had the nerve to apologize for that shit.
Sure, they got to. They gotta reveal who the real stars on earth are, you know?
That's true.
They gotta introduce Yaju Judah and the real stars and they gotta tell them themselves, you know?
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
the
a
moment when
beautiful
people are gonna
day.
really get it because they probably still don't get it as
Yeah.
they're telling them. They're probably like, what are they doing? What's going on? But when they see Yaju, then they're gonna really get it. Like, oh shit, yeah, yeah, they lied to
Right.
you.
They're gonna be like, that's Yaju Judah. You damn right. You damn right.
Okay. Now, what you call him again? The last time you talked to him?
Right.
Shoot.
All that
Yeah.
mess people be talking, it be crazy. But it's gonna be a beautiful day. It truly is, to see him in his glory. I
Yes.
can't
Yeah.
wait. I'm a little nervous, because life is about to change,
I know. I don't know what
like,
to expect. I'm just like, oh my goodness,
right,
I wasn't prepared for this.
you
How do
know?
you prepare for it? You know.
So it's just something beautiful to witness and be a part of, honestly. So,
Yeah.
so blessed to be a part of it and witness it. Like, it makes me smile, I think about that every single day, like, man. And I see what everybody else be doing. I just be like, man, y'all just don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't know what's going on right now.
Think we crazy. I'm like, no, you're crazy because you really like living in this world. Like this is the shit, the thing to do. You should run as soon as you get a clear, path or even a little bit. Just run. Like get out of it. Isn't
All
that what we
day.
all wanted? Shoot, get up out of here.
They reject it without even hearing it for real.
Mm. Now that's the true definition of insanity. Shit,
Indeed. It's terrible because it's something beautiful to hear.
it is.
The sweet song, the new gospel. So I don't know what folks be on, but shoot, I know what I'm on, so I'm good. Shoot.
Me too. Me too. All we can do
I'm
is
with
just
the
do what we
Lord.
do, right? And many will come, some won't, but we just keep doing what we do, and you never know. Ones you didn't think that was, turn around. So I'm optimistic and very hopeful. I mean, look where we got into.
Right.
But I do have a little treat for us on our way out, everyone,
Okay.
listeners. We got some Yaju Judah spewing his wisdom and his understanding on us, and so I would like to say thank you to Bria, and you're always welcome back here if you want to hang, talk about something, and thank you for sharing your testimony.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. It was an honor to do this for Yaju Judah, to spread this message and to get this out to people, Let them know that the Messiah is here. Christ is here amongst the people, you know, having burdens just like us, you know. He defeating the devil
Yeah.
and restoring the priesthood of God. That's what he's come to do, you know. All praises to Yaju, Judah, and the Father.
All praises to Yahweh, Judah, and the Father. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get a few. I think it's probably like a good 1 minute or two. And then till next time, this is your girl, Brandon J. and the lovely Bria Jordan. All right, let's watch some Yahweh, Judah.
Now, here's a few, prophecies being fulfilled. They was going to crucify Christ and take his garments and cast lots. Now, when you take Christ's garments, you take his information. You don't take the devil's information because that's the lie. You take the truth and you distort it. That's what the devil does. Now, one thing about God, God does not run. The devil hides. God will be in the open to let everyone see. So when you see these brothers, on these social media streets, tell them come holler at the one that's talking to everyone in the opening, because the truth is as bold as a lion. Now one thing about the devil, you weren't gonna take his garments and cast lots. You weren't gonna stab him in the back. You were gonna stab Christ in the back. Now Christ ain't stabbed nobody in the back, but I got proof. Now God is also not the author of confusion. I had one message since I started. Why has their message changed?
Yes, everybody. Definitely follow the link. Check out Yahweh, Judah. And until next time, it's your girl, Brandon J. Peace.